It is a brand new Transformers EarthSpark Deluxe Prowl. Yes, I'm Captain Kyle and I've got the EarthSpark Prowl. And if you've watched EarthSpark, you'll notice he wasn't in Season 1, so a preview of coming attractions for Season 2, perhaps. But Prowl has been with us in some form since 1984, and this is the latest version. I'm going to go through them bit by bit and see if this is something you want to get for your collection, or for the little one who's maybe watching with you. Be right back. All right, so I'm going to pop Prowl out of his cardboard prison. And there's probably some plastic in there other than glue and tape. But yeah, I was very curious because I was just looking up online and it does appear that we are going to get an EarthSpark Season 2, but I wasn't sure because the way they ended it, it could have just been the end of the series. And then I saw Prowl and I'm like, wait, is there going to be a Season 2? And sure enough, they do say this year we're going to get one. Now I understand some of you Transformers collectors might be, well, EarthSpark's more for kids, like Cyberverse. Cyberverse has some cool shit in it. Sorry. And I've enjoyed EarthSpark quite a bit. So we're going to check this guy out. We've got the instructions. We've got this shitty piece of paper. And it's a neat box. It shows Prowl on the front in what I presume will be his cartoon incarnation. And it shows Mo and Robbie and Transformers on it. And of course, we got him in his various modes. But we can see him outside of his cardboard prison. Though this is a windowless box still, so you could reach in and pick his nose before you bought him if you wanted to. But we're going to release him from these bombs. And he apparently comes with some blast effects. So let's get him out. I've made a mess on my table once again. Well, let's take a look at Prowl in all his glory. And I can tell you right now, just looking at him, that this is also going to be recolored into a hot rod. It's going to happen. In fact, they're trying to trick us. Because what they've done, instead of releasing Hot Rod and then recoloring him to Prowl, they're releasing Prowl in a mold that's obviously fit for Hot Rod, but it's like, oh, you might get, we'll eventually do you a favor, and we'll make him into a Hot Rod, yeah. So there he is in his mode, in his robot mode. Now looking at his blast effects, they're actually designed to go outside, but probably also in other ways. So it's not actually plugging into Prowl's little exhaust pipes are on the outside. So it's on the outside looking in. So let's take a look at him from all angles. As you can see, he's dropping his flame effects. Probably help if I put him in the right spot. But you can see him there, very Prowl-like colors. The red Autobot symbol, the blue, the white, the siren kneecaps. One's red, one's blue. Interesting. And you can see his arms very Hot Rod-like. And when we get him into his mode, he's got the wings, which are kind of Prowl, but at the same time, come on, it's Hot Rod. I think I'll call you Hot Prowl? No, that doesn't sound right. That sounds a little stalkerish. Prowl Rod? No, that's even worse. No. All right, just Prowl, I guess we'll have to do. So there he is. He's got, a little bit of kibble with his windshield on the back, but let's get into the posability. I'm going to take off these flame effects before they piss me off, because they come off pretty easy. He does have ankle rockers, so you can put him in a nice wide stance. And he can get into a full Jean-Claude Van Damme very easily. And he can kick forward. Pretty good, 90 degrees. His knee appears slightly double jointed. And by the way, the feet can move back and forth. I'm sure this is part of the transformation, but you can adjust the feet a little bit. Backwise, he's got the windshield there, and that's going to interfere. If you flip it up, you might be able to go a little bit higher, but not really supposed to flip it up. He does a really nice side kick. He does bend at the knee. He's got a nice little spike there with red for bringing the pain. Maybe this is like, he's got blue and red, icy hot. He can really do a number on a very tender spot on a combatant's body. But he also can swivel all the way around. So good posability on these legs. He also, though you kind of need to lift it a little bit here, but he can twist all the way around. But when you have the back part like pushed forward, that gets into the back part of like his ass and keeps him from turning all the way around. But he doesn't necessarily need to twist all the way around. Now I pushed down on the shoulders a little bit, and that actually gives him a little bit better because the way he's in the package, his shoulders are up. So that actually makes his arms a little bit better. But I'm looking at the picture right there on the instructions, and don't tell me that that's not Hot Rod. Sheesh. Arms, can go almost all the way around, except they run into the kibble. Otherwise, they could go all the way around. Bends at the elbow, swivels, fists, they do turn. He does have holes in there that you can potentially put some weapon with like a 5mm post. The shoulders, as we've already kind of seen, you can put them up in a shrug, and you can put them down in a more determined stance. So there he is in all his robot glory. The head, of course, does turn, though because of his chin, you could probably force it all the way around, but there's some resistance, so I'm not gonna bother. Besides, if he turns his head all the way around, he can't see through his back thing. He's got these wings here. They don't really move. Hi, Sky. You like Prowl too? Or do you like Hot Rod? Oh, the arms go off to the side. By the way, I didn't really show that. And yeah, he's got these guns that look suspiciously like hot rods that you can shoot flame out of. How about that? All right, so one more twist around. Let's transform him into his vehicle mode. Right, Sky? So there is Prowl in his vehicle mode, and do not tell me that this is not gonna be Hot Rod at some point. I mean, it is so Hot Rod. Most cop cars don't, well, you don't see too many Lamborghinis, maybe Datsuns, but this kind of sports car for a police car, yeah, if I was speeding and this came after me, I wouldn't try to run. He would like totally, then again, he's a sports car. I have an SUV, roll right over him. I'm not that kind of person. I try to be a law-abiding citizen. Yeah, really. You don't expect me to say otherwise on, YouTube. But there he is. You can see on the bottom, you can see his face. But yeah, he's a cool looking sports car. He's got the flame effects on the sides. I'm gonna take them off just so you can see the sides a little bit better. But yeah, he is so hot rod. And he's got wheels. He doesn't really have rims to speak of. They're kind of whitish. I mean, it is an EarthSpark toy, but we need to do the roll test. Not bad. I mean, I have seen much worse from much better looking versions of this character. So, rolls pretty well. Nice looking sports car, nice looking version of Prowl, and totally obvious that we're gonna get Hot Rod at some point. I just hope on the show they don't make them like brothers, because that's just like, Sensory and Sideswipe we accept. Prowl and Hot Rod, no. But a cool vehicle, cool character, and an interesting homage to the original Hot Rod. Prowl. But he's cool. He's a one of the EarthSpark Deluxes, so like $20. I'll put a link in the description. You can grab him up if you'd like. He doesn't come with any Build-A-Figure parts, so maybe they're not doing that for the next wave. But it's either worth getting for you if you want to have every single Prowl in the world like I would like to, or you could always get it for the younger collector in your life so that they don't mess with your Masterpiece and Studio Series and all that stuff. And you get them started early, so, so they can support Hasbro for the rest of their lives. It's a fun toy, and speaking of fun, I hope you're having as much fun watching these videos as I do making them. And while you are debating about Prowl here, I actually have a comparison of the War for Cybertron, I think it's like Earthrise Prowl or Siege Prowl, something like that, versus the classic. We'll see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.